Hello! Today I'll be talking about Dodrio, the evolution of Doduo who evolved at level 31. Its previous BYC dates are May 21st, 1996, March 12th, 1999, December 31st, 2001, October 21st, 2004, August 12th, 2007, June 2nd, 2010, March 23rd, 2013, January 12th, 2016, November 2nd, 2018, and August 23rd, 2021. I like Dodrio's design. It's a nice way to evolve Doduo. Let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we are talking about Dodrio, the triple bird Pokemon. Before Gen 3 it was all one word, triple bird. Its number is 0085. This is what it looks like. Its type is normal flying for some reason. Its abilities are runaway or early bird, and tangled feet is its hidden ability. Gender ratio, 50-50. Catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Breeding is egg group flying. Hatch time 20 cycles. Height is 5'11" or 1.8 meters. Weight is 187.8 pounds or 85.2 kilograms. Base experience yield, 158 in the first 4 gens and 165 in 5+. Its leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield is 2, both in attack. Shape is that, its footprint is that. Pokedex color is brown. Base friendship is 70. Dodrio is a dual-type normal flying Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. It evolves from Doduo starting at level 31. Biology, Dodrio is a large wingless 3-headed avian Pokemon. Each head has a long, sharp beak, and a black V-shaped feather crest. It has bristly brown feathers covering its head and upper body, while its lower half has a smooth layer of black feathers. Its tail consists of 3 pale red feathers with lighter tips. Its wingless body rests on 2 long and slender but powerful legs with feet that have 3 clawed toes in front and 1 in back. A male has black necks, whereas a female has brown necks. Both genders have brown legs. Each head has its own working brain and distinct personality. Each head represents and expresses either sorrow, anger, or joy. Despite being separate, it has the innate ability to use all 3 of its brains to collect data, formulate, and then execute complex plans and strategies. However, on occasion, it may overthink, which causes it to become immobilized and unable to carry out an action whatsoever. Being separate individuals on the same body, the 3 heads will continue to bicker until they, or at least one of them, gets to eat. This satisfies the other 2 heads, quelling them and temporarily ending their infighting. The strongest of Dodrio's heads and the thickest neck will become the leader and gain primary control of the body. Another form of adaptation it has acquired is the ability to have at least one head alert at all times. Extreme caution is advised when all 3 heads are facing separate directions. It is in this state that it is the most dangerous, and going near it may result in severe pecking. Along with its 3 heads, it has 3 sets of hearts and lungs as well. This allows it to efficiently oxygenate and pump blood throughout its body, thus giving it increased endurance and run fast distances without rest. It is especially prone to race vigorously across grassy plains, even in arid seasons with little rainfall. As a result, despite being slower than Dodrio can keep running for an even longer time. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, Dodrio is known to usually sleep standing up. Each of the 3 heads taking turns sleeping while one head stays awake. However, should Dodrio become very tired, even the head that remains awake may start to doze off. Aww. Evolution. Dodrio evolves from Doduo, so you can see that here, Dodrio. Game data, NPC appearances, and Pokemon Ranger. Dodrio is Joel's partner Pokemon. Pokedex entries in Gen 1, Red and Blue, uses its 3 brains to execute complex plans. While 2 heads sleep, 1 head stays awake. Yellow, one of Doduo's 2 heads splits to form a unique species. It runs close to 40 miles per hour in prairies. Stadium, the 3 heads express joy, sorrow, and anger as they plan strategy together. When it sleeps, 1 head remains awake. In Gen 2, Gold, it collects data and plans 3 times as wisely, but it may think too much and become immobilized. Silver, if one of the heads gets to eat, the others will be satisfied too, and they will stop squabbling. Crystal, an enemy that takes its eye off any of the 3 heads, even for a second, will get pecked severely. Stadium 2 is Golds again. In Gen 3, Ruby, watch out if Dodrio's 3 heads are looking in separate directions. It's a sure sign that it is on its guard. Don't go near this Pokemon if it's very wary. It may decide to peck you. Sapphire, apparently the heads aren't the only parts of the body that Dodrio has 3 of. It has 3 sets of hearts and lungs as well, so it is capable of running long distances without rest. Emerald, a peculiar Pokemon species with 3 heads, it vigorously races across grassy plains, even in arid seasons with little rainfall. Fire Red, an odd species that is rarely found. The three heads, respectively, represent joy, sadness, and anger. Leaf greens is very similar to red and blues, but slightly different, so I'll read it. Uses its 3 brains to execute complex plans. While 2 heads sleep, 1 head is said to stay awake. For Gen 4, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, when Dodrio evolves into this odd breed, one of its heads splits into 2. It runs at nearly 40 miles per hour. Heart Gold is very similar to Gold, but slightly different, so I'll read it. It collects data and plans 3 times as wisely, but it may think too much and fall into a state of immobility. Soul Silver is just Silver's entry. The Gen 5 Pokedex are Diamond, Pearl, and Platinums. For Gen 6, X is Crystal's entry, Y is Fire Red's entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are their Ruby and Sapphire counterparts. The Gen 7 Pokedex entry is basically Yellows, but 2 is a word instead of a number, and miles per hour is lowercase. I'm not going to read it again. The Gen 8 is very similar to Diamond, Pearl, and Platinums, but slightly different, so I'll read it. When Dodrio evolves into this odd breed, one of its heads splits into 2. This Pokemon runs at nearly 40 miles per hour. In Gen 9, in Scarlet, it now has 3 hearts and 3 sets of lungs. Though it can't run as fast as Dodrio can keep running for longer stretches of time. Violet, the strongest head with the thickest neck, becomes the leader and gains primary control of the body. We've got Dodrio in the Blueberry Pokedex, so you can see here it's a female Dodrio. I don't know what these structures are, but you can see they're in the terrarium. I don't know if that's Pokemon in the background. I can't really tell. Might be some over here too, or other structures like this. I'm not really sure. I guess I'll have to find out when I play the games. Game locations. Side game locations. Held items. Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to a Gen 2 game in order for a held item to appear. In Red, Blue, and Yellow, you get a Bitter Berry 100% of the time. Gold and Silver, you get a Sharp Beak 2% of the time. Crystal, you get a Sharp Beak 2% of the time, or a Smoke Ball as an in-game trade 100% of the time. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, you get a Sharp Beak 5% of the time. Heart, Gold, and Soul Silver, you get a Sharp Beak 5% of the time, or a Smoke Ball is an in-game trade 100% of the time. Stats, base stats, will compare Gen 1 through 6 to Gen 7 onwards. So HP 60, that stays the same. Attack 110, that stays the same. Defense 70, that stays the same. Special attack 60, that stays the same. Special defense 60, that stays the same. Speed 100, that goes up to 110, so it's for a total of 460, then 470. In the Gen 1 through 6 box here, we've got a note. This Pokemon's special base stat in Gen 1 was 60. Pokeathon stats. Type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, fighting, flying, poison, steel, fire, water, psychic, dragon, dark, and fairy. Weak to rock, electric, and ice for a double, immune to ground and ghost, resistant to bug and grass for half. Notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of Ghost-type moves is 1. Ghost would go from 0 to 1. If Gravity is in effect, this Pokemon is given an Iron Ball or a ring target, or it is affected by Smackdown or Ingrain, the effectiveness of Ground-type moves is 1. So it would go from 0 to 1. For Learn Set, by Level Up, we will do this Evo here, and then go down to Swords Dance. Upon evolution, you get Tri-Attack, Level 34, Swords Dance, 38, Drill Peck, 43 Endeavor, and 50 Thrash. By TM we're skipping, by Breeding we're skipping, nothing by prior evolution, side game data, got all this, okay. Pokemon Ranger, the browser entry. Dodrio is difficult to capture because it runs and leaps at very high speeds. Shadow Svalmia. It attacks by pecking with its sharp beaks. Guardian Signs. It lets loose shock waves to attack. It's actually one of the few uses. Okay. Yeah, we got all this. A new Pokemon Snap in the Photo Dex. Dodrio can speed through the entire nature park before you know it. It can jump so high with its powerful legs, it may as well be flying. Got evolution data, Dodrio, level 31 Dodrio. Sprites here, so get the basics, you know. A bit bigger, a bit more menacing. But generally, you get the basic idea. 3 heads, 3 feathers, yeah. Yep. This one obviously doesn't work for that one. The colors are different than those. This is snow brown. It's got the lighter neck. Yep. And then this is sort of a gold, yellow, green color. You know. Gen 3 got more full colors here. There's the pink tail. That's interesting. With sort of lighter pink tips. So it's now more of a green, yellow. Pink's basically the same. Got a red inside of the mouth. You got the gender differences. You can see the lighter neck and the darker neck. Yeah, for males and females. Then these are a little bit different as well. Yep, and these are green now. Black and white, probably not much difference. Got this.
They're more of a reddish pink, I guess. These models, you know, very simple Pokemon. Not much difficult to mess up. A slightly different green and brown. Yep. His legs are more yellow. Yep. It's like completely red with a pink tip. Yep. To see the different heads. Oh, I didn't even look at that to see if there's a difference in the heads. They're all kind of have the same expression. These have 3 different expressions. They all have 3 different expressions. These all have different expressions. Kind of, yeah. These all seem to have different expressions. Yep, different expressions. Different expressions. All kind of maybe the same, except for this one. Yep. Or maybe it differs. I don't know. This, yep. No, 2 of them are angry. Well, it's a different kind of anger, I guess. Yeah, maybe focused. I don't know. Yep. It's a different there. Yeah, little, higher quality for the home ones, of course. Yep. In the anime, Dodrio in the anime, that's cute. It's the one in Pallet Town. It was, yeah. It acts as sort of a rooster. Yep. This. Pokedex entries in episode 33 in Ash's Pokedex. Dodrio, a 3-headed bird Pokemon that can run faster than it can fly. Its 3 heads represent joy, sorrow, and anger. Episode 47 in Dr. Proctor's medical chart. I don't really know why that counts as a Pokedex, but okay. Dodrio, a triple bird Pokemon. Its 3 heads represent joy, sorrow, and anger. Pokemon Origins, Dodrio, and Pokemon Origins. Having the pink tail. The manga, Dodrio, and Pokemon Adventures. Yep. In the TCG. Other appearances. Pokemon Detective Pikachu, 3 Dodrio appear. We'll see those later. Pokemon Unite. Dodrio is playable through obtaining a Unite license. It is a melee speedster that starts as a Doduo, which evolves into Dodrios at level 5, so you can see Dodrio in Pokemon Unite. Trivia, well, one of its head is saying something in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, the others say me too or mine too, but its pre-evolved form's other head will not. Dodrio is the only Pokemon whose national Pokedex number is the whole number portion of its weight in kilograms. Not including the opening, Dodrio was the first Pokemon to appear in the flesh in the anime. All others before were either dreamt of by Ash or else shown on TV in his room. We did this one yesterday. Dodrio is featured in the Gen 3 wireless minigame, where it is required that the players own a Dodrio to be able to play. We did these next 2 points yesterday. So we got Dodrio flying in Pokemon Stadium against a Metapod, it looks like. Origin, despite its name, Dodrio seems like it has more in common with ostriches than dodos. It also seems to show some similarities to the moa, an extinct flightless bird, and the emu, another flightless bird. It also resembles the kiwi in some ways as well. Its crest also indicates it was based on cassowaries. The triple head might be a biological mutation. It may also draw inspiration from the Buddhist Asuras, 3-headed demigods whose faces are sometimes said to each embody one of the 3 emotions, joy, anger, and sorrow. This connection was alluded to in its Pokedex entry in the anime and in Pokemon Stadium. Should say this connection was. Name origin. Dodrio may be a combination of Dodo, an extinct flightless bird, and Trio, group of 3. I think so, yeah. Dodorio may be a combination of Dodo, tree, bird, and Trio. In other languages, related articles, external links. Yeah, let's move on.
Now let's watch Dodrio's first scene in the anime.
Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we're watching episode 1, Pokemon I Choose You. The context of the episode isn't really all that important. All you really need to know is that we're in the town of Pallet. Yep. Yeah, there's the Dodrio. Acting like a rooster to wake up the townspeople. Okay. That's Ash Ketchum, but yeah, that's it. Let's move on.
Let's watch Dodrio's scenes in Detective Pikachu.
Hello and welcome to the Detective Pikachu portion of the video, or as I'd like to call it, Detective Dodrio, as it's only the frames with Dodrio to the best of my ability. This is particularly true today. My DVD player is broken, so I've had to compile old clips from videos. I'm sorry if I missed a few frames. I'm also sorry if the audio gets delayed at any point, or if there's stuttering or anything like that, so let's get into it. So this is the establishing shot of the main character, Tim Goodman's hometown. There's a Dodrio that's going to be in this field. There might be a couple of them. There's one here. It's going to be coming above, but yeah. So then, okay, we've cut to a little bit later in the film. This is Tim Goodman. This is Rhyme City. That was Howard Clifford, the founder of Rhyme City. Yep, and so this is a city where humans and Pokemon can coexist. And so there's a Dodrio here. You can kind of see a little bit. It was walking in as we started this scene, and it'll appear going to the other side of the screen. But yeah.
Citizens, welcome to Rhyme City.
See the Dodrio there. More establishing shots of the city. There was one like over here, I think, and there's one over here. And I should mention, all of the Dodrio are female. I'm pretty sure there might be a couple males, but I think since they probably use the same model, they're all pretty much going to be female. Yep. So another shot of the city. There's, I think, one down there was, and there's one here. So yeah, okay. So Tim has come to this Rhyme City to go to the police station, which he's walking to right now, because his father was a police detective. He just found out that he died in a car crash, so he's, you know, finishing business and stuff, so, yeah. So now, yeah, there's more, that was just more kind of establishing shot. It was like night now, and, yeah. And so this is now a little bit later in the film. Tim has met Detective Pikachu, a talking Pikachu. He's also accidentally taken in something called the R-gas, which makes Pokemon go crazy. And he just dealt with some crazy Apom. And so he believes that Detective Pikachu is some sort of hallucination or something because of the gas. Yeah, and so the Dodrio's here.
One way to get the Who Scout. Let's move.
No one else can hear him.
Well, this is a first for me too, kid.
He's saying words. Can no one else hear him? Can you hear him talking? You can hear him saying words.
And why were you in that apartment?
It's my father's place. That's why I was.
They met in his dad's apartment. So yeah, it's just been revealed that Pikachu, Detective Pikachu here was the partner of Harry Goodman, his father. Yeah. And so now they're gonna go get coffee, and we're not gonna see him.
Because I could use a coffee. I mean, that's a... Yeah, let's get a coffee. Yeah. Come on.
Going. We need to tell the public.
Okay, so we've cut to much later in the film. So this is Lucy Stevens, intern at the news, who is allied with Tim. And there's a parade that's being set up for the 10th anniversary of Rhyme City. They have just encountered who they believe to be Roger Clifford, they think captured Mewtwo, and so they've come back to Rhyme City, and she wants to report on how to do this. He's going to tell Howard on Roger, but Roger is also his son and also the owner of the news. So, yeah.
I'm gonna go talk.
How am I supposed to break the news when the guy who runs the news?
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, he's
At
walking.
CNN?
So,
Yeah.
so she's allied with Cynthia McMaster's here, an actual reporter, or she's trying to get her to help report it, but she's going to blow her off.
I have a story that's.
Yes, and so now we've cut to a little bit later in the thing. The parade's about to start, and the mayor's going to give a little bit of speech. I don't know how much of that you'll see. Yeah.
So as you can see,
That's
we
the mayor.
are more than happy with the turnout today.
Excuse me,
So yeah, she's
Mr. Mayor.
so she's taken Cynthia's jacket to get an interview with the mayor so that she can tell him about what's going on, but he's blown her off.
Please.
So yeah, so okay. So now it's been revealed that it was actually Howard that captured Mewtwo, and he's used a device called the Neuralink to put his mind inside of Mewtwo. And yeah, and so now what he's gonna do is so his whole thing is that he wants to create the ultimate partnership between people and Pokemon by merging people with their Pokemon. So how he's gonna do this is the R-gas is in the floats. He's gonna release it onto the Pokemon. they're gonna go crazy, and Mewtwo's powers can merge humans and Pokemon in that sort of crazed state. There's Mewtwo, the Neuralink.
Merged into
One. There's some Dodrio down there, and you can see the gas is being released. And now he's merging people. There's a few Dodrio on the side there.
This is Happy Stevens reporting a citywide emergency.
Yeah.
Do not let your Pokemon breathe.
Breathe the purple gas, yeah. Yeah, and so he's going up there, and so now, cut to a little bit later, so Detective Pikachu and Tim sort of split up after Mewtwo proper showed a Detective Pikachu a vision where it seemed like he betrayed Harry, but now he's found something at the crash site. He's come back to tell Tim, but now he's found the Rhyme City in this state, and he's about to fight Howard. We're not really going to see much of that, or any of it, I think. So now we've got to after, like, the Neuralink has been disconnected from Howard. Mewtwo proper has unmerged people. That's what's happening right now.
Never do that again.
That's Lucy's Psyduck. Let's see the Dodrio here. Probably a few others. Okay. So now, yeah, Howard's being arrested.
Strange is that
So that's
no matter what is
So that's Roger, and so the person they saw earlier was a Ditto, and now this is Roger proper.
flaws, deep down, I blame myself for not being there for him. Had a lead on it before anyone else even knew.
And that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Let's move on.
Now let's see why other people love Dodrio. Now let's look at fan art.
Hello, and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, might be wondering why we're on a single image, and that's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. This is Doduo and Dodrio by Mirage Theory. We did this one yesterday as well as the only image, but we could do it again, I guess. So the text here says Dodrio, number 085, triple bird Pokemon, ability early bird, height 5 foot 11 inches, weight 187.8 pounds. So we've got the Doduo and then the big Dodrio here. How different it is. Yep. I don't know if this is from before Gen 4, but if it not, I didn't really notice this yesterday. It's basically, it could be a female and a male. Yep, that's interesting. So yeah, and then we got a person, probably for scale. Yeah, it looks really nice, more realistic, but not quite the same realism that we got in Detective Pikachu. So yeah, it's good. Let's move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight as I need to wait until I've talked about Snorlax to evolve Doduo into Dodrio. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Seal. As always, this isn't my proper outfit and you'll see me tomorrow.